There is a lie that we have been told about getting older. We are told that as we age, our muscles simply waste away. We are told that growing weak, frail, and slow is just the natural wear and tear of the biological clock. Welcome to Dr. Levitas. But time, on its own, does not destroy your muscle. Aging does not cause muscle loss. Instead, there is a hidden, silent fire burning inside your body. It is a chronic, low-grade state of immune panic that literally eats the muscle off your bones, turning your strong, vibrant armor into fragile, rusted metal. Today, we are going to expose the true villain behind age-related muscle loss. We are diving into the groundbreaking science of sarcopenic inflammation, and a terrifying biological process known as inflammaging. Most importantly, we are going to give you the exact tools to put out this internal fire, stop the rust, and rebuild a body that stays powerful and resilient for life. Please take a second to like the video and leave a comment. Your engagement is a huge help to the channel. To understand what is happening to our bodies as we get older, we have to understand the concept of inflammaging. In the early 2000s, gerontologists coined the term inflammaging to describe a very specific phenomenon. When we get a cut or an infection, our immune system launches an acute inflammatory response. It is hot, it is painful, but it does its job, and then it shuts off. That is healthy. Inflammaging, however, is chronic, low-grade, sterile inflammation. It means your immune system is constantly stuck in the on position, but at a very low hum. You do not have a fever, and your joints might not even be swollen, but your blood is circulating highly reactive inflammatory markers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It acts as a slow, silent fire in your skeletal muscle. Over decades, this constant chemical assault breaks down the structural integrity of your tissue. It is the biological equivalent of leaving a beautiful, steel car out in the salty ocean air. The rust doesn't happen overnight, but eventually, the frame compromises. Let's look at exactly how this rust destroys your muscle at a microscopic level, specifically through a molecule called TNF-alpha. When your body is in a state of inflammaging, your immune cells overproduce TNF-alpha. Now, in a healthy immune response, TNF-alpha is used to target and destroy bad cells or severe infections. But in a state of chronic inflammation, your immune system gets confused. It begins to target healthy tissue. When elevated levels of TNF-alpha reach your skeletal muscle, they bind to specific receptors on the muscle cells and send a devastating biological command. They literally trigger a process called apoptosis. Apoptosis is programmed cell death. Let that sink in. The inflammation inside your body is chemically commanding your healthy muscle cells to self-destruct. This is why you can eat a perfect diet and get plenty of protein, but if you are systemically inflamed, your muscles will continue to shrink. You cannot build a house while someone is simultaneously burning it down. So, where is this fire coming from? One of the biggest and most dangerous sources of this inflammation is located right around our midsections. We have to talk about visceral fat. This is the deep belly fat that wraps around your liver, your stomach, and your intestines. For a long time, we thought fat was just inactive storage blubber. But modern endocrinology has revealed that visceral fat is actually a highly active, highly aggressive endocrine organ. When visceral fat accumulates, it becomes severely inflamed. It begins to secrete specialized inflammatory proteins called cytokines, specifically interleukin-6 and more TNF-alpha, directly into your bloodstream. But here is the most insidious part of this process: these cytokines do not attack all your muscles equally. Studies show they specifically target and degrade your type 2, fast-twitch muscle fibers. Your fast-twitch fibers are the muscles responsible for power, speed, and reaction time. They are the fibers that allow you to catch yourself if you trip, or to quickly stand up from a low chair. When visceral fat cytokines destroy these specific fibers, you don't just lose size, you lose your biological emergency brakes. This targeted destruction is the primary reason why falls become so common and so dangerous as we age. The fat is actively dissolving your body's ability to protect itself. And the relationship between fat and muscle gets even more complex. Chronic low-grade inflammation doesn't just eat the muscle from the outside, it corrupts it from the inside out through a process called myosteatosis. If you look at a premium cut of steak, you will notice white lines of fat running through the red muscle tissue. This is called marbling. It might make a steak taste tender, but if this happens inside your own body, it is a metabolic disaster. When you are chronically inflamed, the stem cells inside your muscle tissue, the cells that are supposed to heal micro tears and build new muscle fibers, become neurologically confused by the inflammatory cytokines. Instead of turning into new muscle tissue, the inflammation forces these stem cells to differentiate into adipocytes, or fat cells. Your muscles literally become marbled with fat. This is myosteatosis. The muscle might look the same size from the outside, but internally, its density and quality are destroyed. The tissue becomes weak, insulin-resistant, and biologically frail. You are losing the steel in your armor and replacing it with a soft, useless filler. Now, I want to share a connection with you that sounds absolutely bizarre at first, but it perfectly illustrates how systemic this inflammatory fire really is. Let's talk about the shocking connection between your dental health and your physical strength. In recent years, rheumatologists and gerontologists have discovered a direct, undeniable link between periodontal disease, which is chronic gum inflammation, and the accelerated loss of grip strength. Grip strength is widely considered by the medical community to be the ultimate proxy for overall systemic muscle mass and biological aging. How are your gums connected to your hands? It all comes down to the bloodstream. If you have chronic periodontal disease, specific inflammatory bacteria, like Porphyromonas gingivalis, constantly leak from your bleeding gums directly into your systemic circulation. Your immune system launches a massive inflammatory response to fight the bacteria in your blood, driving up your C-reactive protein levels. This systemic inflammation travels everywhere. It travels to the muscles in your forearms and hands, triggering that exact same TNF-alpha cell apoptosis and myosteatosis we just discussed. If your gums are bleeding, your muscles are shrinking. It is a profound reminder that the human body is not a collection of isolated parts. It is one interconnected, deeply responsive ecosystem. So, how do we stop the rust? How do we put out this silent fire and protect our armor? The first step is to arm ourselves with the ultimate biological fire extinguishers, antioxidants. When inflammation rages in the body, it produces massive amounts of free radicals, unstable molecules that violently bounce around your cells, tearing apart the delicate lipid bilayers of your muscle tissue. Antioxidants are molecules that have the unique ability to safely donate an electron to these free radicals, completely neutralizing them before they can damage the muscle. This is why a diet rich in highly pigmented, antioxidant-dense foods is critical for aging beautifully. Deeply colored berries, dark leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, and high-quality teas are packed with polyphenols and vitamins that act as a direct biological shield. When you consume these foods, you are literally putting a rust-proof coating on your muscle cells. You are calming the immune system and creating an environment where muscle can survive and thrive. But nutrition is only half of the equation. To truly reverse sarcopenic inflammation, you have to change the chemical signaling of the muscle itself. And the only way to do that is through heavy resistance training. For decades, we viewed lifting weights merely as a way to look good at the beach. But modern science has proven that heavy mechanical tension is the most powerful systemic anti-inflammatory protocol known to humanity. When you lift heavy weights, when you subject your muscles to deep, challenging resistance, your muscles contract and release a massive flood of highly specialized, anti-inflammatory myokines directly into your bloodstream. These myokines act like a tidal wave, rushing through your body and actively shutting down the production of TNF-alpha. They travel to your visceral fat and command it to break down. They clear out the marbled fat from inside the muscle tissue itself. Heavy resistance training doesn't just build the muscle up, it actively puts out the fire that is trying to burn it down. It is the ultimate cure for inflammaging. You do not need to accept weakness as a symptom of time. You simply need to give your body the mechanical and nutritional signals it requires to fight back. Here is the doctor's verdict: growing weak is a choice. I want you to really hear this. Getting older is a privilege, but growing weak is a choice. You are not destined to become frail. Your body is an incredible, adaptable machine that is simply waiting for the right instructions. By understanding the silent fire of systemic inflammation, by nourishing your body with powerful antioxidants, and by bravely stepping up to the challenge of heavy resistance training, you can stop the rust. You can polish your armor. You can build a body that carries you through every decade of your life with power, grace, and absolute resilience. I want to hear from you in the comments. What is one powerful, antioxidant-rich food, or one heavy movement, you are going to add to your routine this week to protect your armor? Let's fight the fire and build our strength together. Until next time, stay curious, stay resilient, and take care of your gains. Watch this video suggestion, it was especially picked for you. Please share, comment, like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Thank you, it helps a ton with the algorithm. Remain tuned for future videos and keep growing.